Thank you so much for asking the question. I love answering questions with videos, so I hope you're okay. Well, you must be okay watching videos because here you are on my channel. So, your question on how discipline was administered, how we had to wait for it, how it was anticipated. So, I was homeschooled. There were 9 of us. My parents were married. My dad worked, and my mom stayed home and did the homeschooling and everything else. And so usually she wouldn't spank us. Usually she would let dad do that. They used a dowel rod, maybe about that thick. It was in the closet. Our house, the way it was set up, I called it circles. So you could go around like through the closet from the kitchen, through the closet, and get to the living room. And so the closet had 2 doors, and so all discipline was administered in the closet. That way there was privacy. And so if we did something wrong during the day that deserved a spanking, there was certain indiscretions, and the rules were all clear. And if it was something that needed a spanking, my mom usually, I could feel she was overwhelmed. By the point it got to where someone needed that kind of punishment, I could feel that my mom felt out of control. She never looked it on the outside. Like, she looked calm and confident and cool, but I could feel that and so she would say something like, "I'm going to talk to your father when he gets home, and we will discuss your punishment." And I learned that usually meant someone was getting a spanking. A spanking consisted of 1 to 2 whacks with the dowel rod, either on your butt cheek or hamstring or sometimes your calf. To my knowledge, it was never more than 3. But I could be remembering incorrectly as well. If dad was there and the indiscretion was done bad enough that required a spanking, he usually sent us to the closet. That way he could compose himself. And then he would come in and he would, so this was the actual discipline part, whether it was immediate or when he got home. So we would get sent to the closet at the appropriate time. He would come in, he would close the doors. My mom would make sure the other kids weren't listening outside the door, or do her best. And he would ask us, "Do you know what you did?" And if we couldn't explain it, he would say, "Well, either I saw this or your mother told me this." And he would then kind of question us, "Is that appropriate behavior? Do you understand why or why not? Do you understand?" And usually by that time we're crying because we're all hyped up and we know what we did was wrong. And then he would have us put our hands on the wall, and he would pull down your pants a little bit, give you your 2 little swats, and then pull it up. And then he would say, "I love you. I don't want to have to spank you, but when your choices," whatever. I don't remember exactly how he phrased it. He's like, "This is how we deal with it to help you learn." And then he would ask if you wanted a hug. Do you want him to leave? Do you want the doors closed? Do you want the doors open? Do you want to stay in there to compose yourself? Do you want to come, and he would give you the options. And then whatever you picked is what would happen next. I don't think I got spanked too many times. I was usually pretty obedient. But I think I usually just hung out in the closet until I stopped crying, and then I just went out and started playing again. But yeah, so that's how they dealt with discipline for us. I would love to hear how you had it.